morning. It is currently 6:40 in the morning. I'm at my favorite park. It has the most beautiful lake, and I just watched the sunrise, so I feel like a retired senior citizen. It's amazing out here. I was gonna come here, run. I'm like, oh my god, it's spring. I can run outside, clear my head. I've been feeling a little iffy, and the best place for me to go when I'm like not feeling my best is nature. So I'm like, why not go to the lake and the park and run around a little bit? Tell me why I'm not even realizing it's the beginning of spring and it's freaking 30 degrees out here. I thought I was gonna wear like a cute workout outfit. Look at me, I'm like all ready to go. Have my Apple Watch on, my cute little hair clip, and I'm freezing out here. There's no way I'm running out here without a coat. But honestly, I'm so happy I am here because, I don't know, I have not been feeling my best lately. And whenever I need to clear my head, just walking or being outside helps so much. Look at how beautiful. I love this place. It's so quiet. Usually there's not that many people in the morning. It's just beyond peaceful. It's the right place to go when you need to clear your mind. So I brought along my book. This is the first book in the April TBR list that we created. Now, if you haven't seen already, I did randomly pick my April TBR. It was one of my favorite videos, and in that list was this book. This is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Now, I'm only a few pages in, so I'm not like committed to the story yet, but I know people either love this classic or hate it. So far, I'm kind of towards the loving side of it, because it jumps right into the story. They're already on this abandoned island, and it's just a bunch of young schoolboys, and they're just trying to figure out what's around, if they have any resources, how many kids are here, and stuff like that. So far, it's really piqued my interest, so I'm excited to continue to read. I have my headphones that are gonna also act as earmuffs because it's freezing out here, and then I have my book, so I already feel really good. Whenever I'm feeling down or unsure of myself, the only thing that always makes me feel better is, first off, words of encouragement from my older brother. Secondly, The Office. And lastly, David Goggins. I've read his book, Can't Hurt Me, at least 4 times, listened to it on audiobook 1,000 times. And whenever I need motivation, but not just motivation, but like a wake-up call, I always listen to it again. So I think I'm just gonna walk around, maybe just even sit for a bit and listen to that, because I need to get back to who I am. I feel a little lost. I don't know why. Sometimes randomly I just feel like overwhelmed, maybe that's what it is. And usually I ignore my negative feelings because I'm like, girl, we don't have time. But that never helps with anything. So if you're also feeling a little down or a little overwhelmed, I encourage you to like look into those feelings, see why you feel that way. And I feel like when you do that and you actually pay attention to yourself, it allows you to grow and become more self-aware. So I'm gonna listen to him. I encourage you to do the same. He's absolutely incredible. And whenever I need the right kind of positive motivation, he is the guy I go to every time. So we are no longer reading because my fingers are numb, and I'm just gonna sit here and listen to the audiobook. I restarted it, so we're at the first chapter. Still, it's incredible. Also, I'm counting this as a book I'm reading this month. Smarter, not harder, people. All right, we've been here for like an hour and a half, and I am freezing. I cannot feel my fingers at all, but the nails are cute though. I'm ready to go get some coffee and then just head back home. Do I feel like I got what I needed from here? Absolutely. I already feel like a lot better. Now, obviously, just going outside isn't gonna fix all your problems, but I do feel more at peace. Sometimes you just need to unplug and remember who you are, like the fundamentals of you, you know? And this always does that for me. So I do feel a little bit clearer. There are still more things that I want to do. I really want to just start off April fresh. I want to clean the house. I want to restart with all my goals, like write them down, be specific about them, because I was in the beginning of the year and that was fantastic. But after, everything happened and I just was still kind of lost, I just never got back to it. So I want to reread my goals, my language goals, my reading goals, my YouTube goals, and just keep that fresh in my mind. So if you also need a reset, I highly recommend, first off, writing down your goals if you haven't already, but then looking at them daily. That's the point of writing them down, to have it fresh in your mind. It's like a mood board, but a mental mood board. So I want to do that again today too. Try to just get back on track and just give myself a little bit of grace, you know what I'm saying? All right, I'll see you guys soon. Gonna sit inside, but it's really crowded and no one's out here now, so I got my chai latte with almond milk. I usually get this or matcha latte, but it was too cold to get an iced matcha latte, and that's how I like my matcha, so I didn't get it and I got chai instead. Also, I wanted myself to sit outside because I'm trying to get over filming in public. It is so hard. Like, people just stare at you so hard. It's not as bad this time because I brought my headphones and I've just not been making eye contact, but I can feel the stares, you know what I mean? I got a tangerine mochi donut. It is so good. Probably not the healthiest thing, but it's delicious. And I always get this. I don't really know what it is, but I think it's like a croissant with cream filling and then fresh fruit. So good. If you have a Paris baguette near you, get this. I did not realize how much I needed to do that, but I'm really happy we went out. I'm still freezing a little bit, my hands are cold, but I'm honestly really glad that we went. I feel much better. Still a little bit like apprehensive and kind of lost with my goals, and that's what I want to work on later, but regardless, I do feel better. So if you're feeling kind of low, I would recommend going outside just for a moment, just taking a walk, something. I realized I needed to do that more often. I feel like I don't go outside enough, so maybe I can make this like a once a week kind of thing, because when I do work out, I work out at the gym. I don't like go outside. That was because of winter, that was my excuse, but now that it's starting to get warmer, I think I'm going to try to make this a weekly occurrence. Regardless, right now I really just want to focus on getting ready for the week. So I usually take my weekends to just do laundry, clean up the house a little bit. Not only does it help me have a more effective week, but it also helps me clear my head. So when I feel like I need to reset, I love to deep clean. Just put in some headphones, listen to something, and just deep clean. But instead of putting in headphones now, I thought, why not tell you guys about my evolving book taste? I realize as I'm reading more, as I'm like doing more of these book videos, it's forcing me to not only read more, but to discover what kind of books I like. Because when I was younger, I used to read a lot of like romance and like rom-coms and stuff, like when I was in high school and stuff. But now that I'm getting older and I've experienced a little bit more, I feel like I still really love a good romance. Like, you can never go wrong with a good romance. But I'm realizing I'm going more towards like something a little more intellectually stimulating, maybe something I've never heard about. I'm starting to get into thrillers, which I never thought I would do. Like when I was younger, I would never, ever pick up a thriller or a mystery or anything like that. But now I'm kind of into it. So I'm excited to explore that as well. But I think my main thing that I'm realizing are like the things that I don't like. As of now, my top 3 book icks, like the top 3 non-negotiable, I will not read a book with them, is number 1, miscommunication. I hate when characters cannot communicate with each other and like most of the conflict revolves around that miscommunication, because it could have been easily fixed if you would have just opened your mouth and said whatever is bothering you. I hate that. there could have been other conflicts to make the book more interesting. We don't have to do that. So that's number one. Number two is way too much spice. As you know, I have not shut up about how much I hate By a Thread by Lucy Score because she put way too much spice. It just took away from the characters. It was so annoying. Literally every other word, every other sentence was about their sex life. And don't get me wrong, like, spice is good. It can make any book a little more interesting. I don't mind it. I'm not like a prude or anything. But when it's just so redundant and it's just most of the book, like, baby, we could talk about something else. Put something else in the book. You know what I mean? So I think that's number two. And then lastly, low character development. When you're supposed to be in love with the main character or their love interest, but we don't know anything about them. They've only said their name and that they're hot. Like, what am I gonna do with that information? That could literally be anyone. Like, it could be me. I need to know their trauma. What brought them here? I want to know what makes them tick. What are their bad habits? What do they not like? What do they do like? Are they funny? Are they like sad about something? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you get to be drawn in a little bit more into this fantasy world if you understand the person that you're reading about a little bit more. And I found that not every book does that, and that is annoying. I just think it's really cool how as you get older, even day by day, week by week, like, your reading taste changes. As I read more, I'm starting to learn more about what I like. And I think that's so freaking cool because in high school, I just had one genre, romances. And I think it's also like maybe I was going through puberty and like that's all I wanted to hear about. But now that I'm evolving and growing and I'm more sure of myself and what I like, it's cool to see the diversity as well as like the things that I know I won't read anymore. So I'm really excited about what's to come if it changes even more in the future. Like, if my taste from now in April of this year changes to what it will be in December of this year or a year from now. So I'm just so happy that I'm back to reading. It was honestly one of my favorite pastimes when I was a kid. And it's just cool to see so many people now are reading. Like, people I've never would have expected are reading. And it's becoming like a phenomenon. It's incredible. It's a great way to like get off the internet, touch grass, if you would, and just do something a little bit more intellectually stimulating. Even if you're not reading about like climate change or something incredible like that. Even if you're just reading about a romance, it's better than just scrolling or doing something else. So I'm really happy that everyone's starting to pick up a book nowadays. Let me know in the comments down below, do we have the same book icks or do you have something else that you hate while you're reading? I'm very curious. I am so happy with everything I just got done. I just feel really good. I did everything on my to-do list. I re-looked at all my goals for the year, especially my language goals, because as I mentioned before in my language wrap up for the first quarter, I am not really on track, so I'm upset about that. But I recalibrated, I figured out where I am now, and I just made goals based on that again, and I feel really good. I feel like I can definitely accomplish the things I want to accomplish as long as I stay on task. I think just walking around today, doing everything I wanted to do and needed to do really helped me just be a little bit nicer to myself and get back on track. So I'm very happy with that. I cleaned the house, and now the last thing on my to-do list, but it's also kind of like fun, is to finish reading Lord of the Flies, because we still have 4 more books, and today is like April 9th, and I'm supposed to read like a book a week, but because there's 5 books this month, I really need to read like a book and a half a week. So I'm kind of behind, but no worries. I'm going to take the rest of the day to read this book. It's a very short book, and it's really good so far, in my opinion. I think it's really good. So it shouldn't take me very long. I'm at the part where everyone's starting to feel a little hopeless. No one's listening to the rules anymore, and the kids are kind of getting restless, and people are starting to argue a little bit. Some kids have died, so I think crap is really starting to hit the fan, and I'm excited to see what happens next.